Reciprocal. Yeah, so we'll continue with the topic of numbers. We are still on numbers. Numbers is a fundamental topic in math, Igcse. Like it's the one that has the biggest fraction. So everything comes from numbers. So we are still continuing with numbers. We say numbers here. Today we're going to learn what is reciprocal. What is a reciprocal? Reciprocal. So we're going to learn about reciprocals. So we say a reciprocal of a number is the result of dividing 1 by that number. So any number multiplied by its reciprocal will be equal to 1. So understand that. Any number multiplied by its reciprocal will be equal to 1. For example, I can say a reciprocal is the opposite of that number or the fraction of that number. So you can say a reciprocal is a fraction of any given number. And normally it is normally represented as this, maybe a power negative 1. So this is also in function we call it inverse, but this is also reciprocal. For example, reciprocal of 2 power negative 1. Reciprocal of 2 power negative 1, we say it is 1 out of 2. Reciprocal of 3 is the same as 1 out of 3, the fraction. So for example, if you say the rule of reciprocal, if you take any number multiplied by its reciprocal will be equal to 1. For example, the number is 2 multiplied by its reciprocal. 2 times a half, you get 1. Because 2 times 1 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 3 times its reciprocal, which is 1 over 3. So you get 3 out of 3, which is 1. 3 times 1, 1 times 3 is 3. 3 divided by 3, you get 1. The same. So in other words, a reciprocal of a number is a fraction of any given number. Even let's say 5. If you're given 5, so 5 reciprocal of 5 is 1 over 5. So if you have 1 over 5, so let's say you take 5 times 1 over 5, you say 5 times 1, 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Given is a fraction of any given number. So that's it. So we have understood this concept. It's very simple. So we now know if you take a reciprocal multiplied by its number, you get the fraction of that number. So that's, you need to understand, is normally tested and you need to understand. So sometimes when you see a number, the power of a number, say 7 power negative 1, just say it's 1 out of 7. This is the same as reciprocal. They're asking for reciprocal. If they say 8 power negative 1, just say it's 1 out of 8, dear candidate. So if they say 9 power negative 1, they say it's the same as the fraction of that number. Don't even think. So if they give you reciprocal of, let's say you've been given now a fraction, 3 out of 7. Reciprocal of 3 out of 7. Tell them, that's simple. Do the opposite of this number, 7 out of 3. So that when you multiply this, you get 1. If you're given 4 out of 5, its reciprocal will be the opposite. The denominator will be numerator and numerator will be denominator. 5 out of 4. If you're given, let's say, 7 out of 9, its reciprocal will be 9 out of 7. That's it. And in that chapter, we close it that way. You understand about reciprocal. What's a power? A power is an integer. We can say it's an integer that shows how many times a number multiplied by. So a power is an integer that shows how many times a number multiplied by itself. So for example, you have a power 3. Just know this is a times a times a. This means this a is the a multiplied by itself 3 times. A times a times a. if you have, let's say, b power 4, let's know it's b times b times b times b. So most of the books, some books use this word as exponent. Some books use the word exponent. So if they use exponent, we're going to learn about exponents or powers, understand they mean the same thing. So normally is a number that shows how many times a number. If, for example, if you say Adam 5, it means we are 5 Adam, 5 people who are called Adam. The same. So you understand. So you understand. In a power, what is in a power? In a power or exponent, we have a base. So we have, let's say we have a power m. A is normally called the base, and m is normally called the power, or what we call exponent. This base is the number that multiply. The number that multiply by itself. A number that multiply by itself as many times as mentioned. And this one shows how many times the base multiply by itself. It shows how many times the base multiply by itself. The same thing, for example, 7 power 8. A simple example. So here 7, we call it the base. This one is the power. So this means 7 multiplied by itself 8 times. So 7 times 7 times 7, 1, 1, 2, times 7, times 7, times 7, times 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So you can see 7 is the base and 8 is the power. So you can say writing numbers in form of exponent or in forms of power is a short form. It saves time and space. That is, say 7 power 8. Even if you have a long number like say 2 times 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 2. You see, these are huge space. But now, what power does, it counts how many times 2 multiplied by itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you say 2 power 8. It's a short form of writing numbers. That's it. The laws. The laws are of indices. What are the laws of indices, or what we call exponent? What are the laws of indices, or what we call exponent? What are the laws of indices or exponent? Law number 1, rule number 1, you can say law or rule, whatever is guiding us. Any number power 0 is equal to 1. Any number. Just take even a million. Say a power 0 is 1. 1 million power 0 will be 1, equivalent to 1. Even use your calculator. Symbol that shows power in a calculator is that one. Just look in any symbol in your calculator and you see something like this. Just know that's is a power. So just say, let's say a million power 0, you get 1. So anything power 0 is equivalent to 1. That's first, you need to have them in your fingertip as a candidate who is expecting to do Igcse, both core and extended exam. And then you say any number power 1 is equal to the same. Correct. That's it. Any number power 1 is equal to the same number. For example, we say a power 1 is the same as a. We say a million power 1 is the same as million. Use calculator. Rule number 3. We say if you multiply if you have a base of a number, if you have bases of a number, like for example, if you multiply two numbers with the same base, you just add up their powers and you keep the base the same. When you multiply numbers with the same base, keep the base same and add up their powers. Correct. So for example, you have a power m times a power n. What do? This is the base, same base. We have same base. So what do you do to the base? You keep the base the same and add up their powers. Amazing. You keep the base the same and add up their powers. For example, you'll do, you have 2 power 3 times 2. You have 2 power 3 times 2 power 4. What do you do in that case? You say 2 power 3 and 2 power 4. 2 and 2, they're both the same. So you just keep the base the same and say 3 plus 4. And you get your answer as 2 power 7. Let's say you have 4 power 2 times 4 power 3. Since these numbers have the same base, you keep the base the same, 4, and then you add up their powers, say 4 power 5. Dear candidate. Number 4, when you divide numbers with the same base, what do we do? When you divide numbers with the same base, you keep the base same and subtract their powers. How? Let's say you have a power m divided by a power n. What is that? You keep the base the same, a, and then take away the powers. As simple as it is. A, m minus n. Amazing. How? Example. Go to example. We say 2 power 6 divided by 2 power 4. What do? Since we're dividing numbers with the same power, what do? We say we keep the base the same and we take away their powers. So we say 2 power 2. This becomes our answer. Amazing. Today I'm just mentioning about the rules of these numbers. Rule number 5, we say when opening the brackets of powers, you keep the base same and multiply the exponent. How in this case? How do we do this? Same, it's simple. You have a power m and then in the bracket n. What do we do in this case? You keep the base the same, which a is the base, and then multiply this a dot n. If you see a dot is in math, it's multiplication. So you can say a, or you can as well represent as m times n. Don't confuse, and you'll have solved. Simple, dear candidate. So what do you do in that case? For example, we have a number. Let's say you have 5 power 2, and then outside you have 3. Now, put it in that form. It will be 5. We say you keep the base the same, then you multiply their powers. So 5 is the same as 2 times 3. And then your answer becomes 5 power 6. That's the answer. Simple. Or you can have even, let's say, 8 power 2, then outside 4. And then you say 8, just multiply 2, you keep 8 the same. 2 times 4, you get 8 power 8. And that's the answer. Wow. Rule number 6, say any number power -1 is the same as the fraction, of that number. Let's say a power -1. I've taught you this in reciprocal. A power -1 is the same as 1 over a. The same. 2 power -1 is the same as 1 over 2. 3 power -1 is the same as 1 over 3. If I say 4 power -2, what do you understand here? This is the same as, if you break down, this is the same as 4 power -1 times 4 power -1, which they added, they kept the base the same and added -1 plus -1, they got -2. Or 4 power -1 is the same as 1 out of 4 times 4 power -1 is the same as 1 out of 4. Then you end up getting 1 out of 16. As simple as it is. So understand. Or this one, 4 power -2 can be written as 1 out of 4 power 2, which is the same as 1 out of 16. You can understand in different angle. So if you see something 5 power -2, what does it mean? It means it's 1 out of 5 power 2, which is the same as 1 out of 25. Correct. Dear candidate, join all the classes that I'll be teaching, and basically this will be the exam preparation for any student who has missed his classes, or you want to pursue GCSE curriculum. This is the place for you to be. Stay connected, be with us every day, and you won't regret. Thank you.